My name is Matt Call. I'm a physiotherapist here at the Physio Center, and I'm also a PhD candidate at Monash University, where I do research in chronic pain or ongoing pain, persistent pain. Pain is a really interesting subject because our body never tells our brain to make something hurt. Our tissue simply alerts the brain of the state that it is in, and how much stress or duress or how much damage there is. It simply says to the brain, hey brain, there's a bit of damage here. What do you want to do about it? It asks the question, what do you want to do? And then it's up to the brain to decide how to answer that question. And through a very complex series of processes, the brain usually decides, I think I'll make that hurt. Pain is the answer to that question. And that's usually the right answer because that pain is designed to withdraw you from that dangerous situation that you are in and allow your immune system, the body, to heal itself. And so that usually takes between 48 hours up to several weeks, and the immune system makes some repairs, cleans up all that damage, and essentially then there's no question to be answered. The body stops telling the brain that there's any damage because there is no damage, and the brain has nothing to answer for, and your pain goes away. Now, in some people, for a myriad of reasons, that doesn't happen. They continue to feel pain for a long time. And there's some very interesting changes that happen to both the body and the brain when a person is in pain for a long time. At the tissue level, we know that muscles get weak and they lose their endurance, they become poorly coordinated, and that leads to more use of the ligaments, more reliance on the connective tissue, the soft tissue in the area, poorer use of the body in general, and that causes more irritation and inflammation. And so there's more question that is asked. And that sort of type of stuff always responds pretty well to your traditional physiotherapy management, mobilizations and massage and stretches and exercises and those sort of things. Sometimes it requires a cortisone injection, and every now and then it might even need surgery. But what we're finding now is more the changes that occur at the cortical level or in the brain. There's some very interesting things that occur. For example, one thing that happens when a person experiences pain for a long period of time, they devote more brain real estate to feeling pain. They get better at feeling pain. It takes less stimulus to experience pain. Essentially, they become skilled in pain. It's not necessarily a skill that they want, but they get very good at feeling pain. Also, the area of the brain that controls that body part, we see gets smaller. And they get less skilled at actually sending messages down to the tissue, and so then they use that tissue less well, and they have more likely to cause some irritation and some injury when they do use it, which then of course is easier felt as pain. And we also see changes that occur in some of the chemicals inside the brain, which contribute to the ongoing feeling of pain and poor use and things like that. So if you're someone that has had pain on a more or less daily basis for the last 3 months, and you'd be interested in participating in some research that might help us understand pain a little bit better, I'd be interested in hearing from you. What I'm asking is I've got a series of studies that I'm doing, and I need volunteers to come in and help me out. One of my studies is actually looking at some of the chemicals that are in your brain, so that would involve you coming into my lab at Monash in Frankston. And it's about a half-hour session where you essentially sit in a chair and I put a magnetic coil up over your brain, and that magnet is non-invasive. There's no radiation, no x-rays, no chemicals that go in. It's purely a magnet. And that magnet initiates a bit of a chemical change in your tissue, and then we put some electrodes down on your shin, and that causes a muscle contraction, and we can record that muscle contraction. And essentially, based on the data we get from that, we can get a very good idea about what sort of chemicals are active or perhaps missing in your brain. The second study would actually involve you coming here into our clinics, and I've got a different brain scanning device that uses light, so it's sort of like a portable MRI machine that I can put onto your head, and we can see different areas of your brain that are active or inactive under different conditions. And so we'd want to get an idea about how your brain responds to some pain and to some other non-painful situations, and then importantly use some of that data to actually treat you. And so the third phase, the third study that I'm doing involves 6 sessions of physiotherapy management. Some of it is the traditional physio that you're probably used to, some massage and exercises and mobilization, but we're also looking at doing some newer techniques to try and improve the cortical connective tissue connectivity between your brain and your body. It involves some brain stimulation, again non-radioactive, just uses some electrodes that stimulate your brain, and some different physiotherapy techniques that are sort of more modern pain science. That would be 6 sessions. If you have a EPC Medicare benefit, then it would be a gap-free one. If you have used up your EPC benefits, then we would certainly do it at a very discounted rate for you. Thank you for participating in our study, and also at the end you get a $50 gift card to Coles Myer as a thank you. And importantly, hopefully you would have less pain and better outcomes in your quality of life. So if you are someone who has had 3 months or more of more or less daily low back pain, and you are interested in learning about your pain, your brain, and your body, I would love to hear from you. Give us a call here at the Physio Center, or send me an email, macgregor.hall@monash.edu. Hope to hear from you soon. Thanks.